Let's do that audio check. Let me know if I'm loud and clear. Loud and clear. Thank you, Phoenix Protocol. That'll work. Oh, we got Huntsville, Texas in the house. You're only 12 minutes north of me. I go to Home Depot in Huntsville frequently. I don't want to go all the way south to the one in Conroe is always packed. All right. No music intro today. In fact, I went back through all my live videos in the past and removed all the music intros. I have been cleaning my channel up for the past 3 days. It slowed down my production, but it was necessary. Yeah, I went through and removed a lot of those songs and music intros. They're gone from the live videos. Now I'm only talking about those music intros that was somebody else owned the copyrights on, because I've paid for the copyright usage for several. I'm talking about many songs, but there were a few that I had used that I didn't do that with. So as you know, some of you caught up with my posts. I'm bringing Matthew on board full-time Archaix. He's going to be my co-host. He's going to help read the comments. He's going to help go through them with the admins. Hey, Shiva Shampoo, thanks for joining in. I just saw your name, Pamela Swan. My admins are here. My moderators are here. I think it's bad timing for the moderators I have on the other side of the world. I did enact channel memberships. You guys know I do not practice exclusions, and nor will I ever do so in the future. 100% of the Archaix videos will be available to 100% of the people who want to see them. I'm not going to have private content and all that. But what I am going to do is a live video with members only, because I'm going to start listening to the ideas, the input. I'm going to start taking directions and taking notes from people who are far more qualified than I am. A lot of people have given me some really good feedback on how to basically navigate my channel, what to do, ideas, or even the presentation of ideas, bringing older concepts back up to the table in new presentations, redoing some of my older videos, how to better do them to simplify complex data. So these are just going to be like roundtable discussions among members who really want to help out and they want to support the Archaix, and they're able to. So don't think anybody's being excluded, because they're not. It's just not going to happen. I appreciate all the help I can get. And Matthew and I, this studio has become too small now. Matthew and I will be constructing a much larger studio that will involve 2, 3, maybe 4 people all doing different duties. So we're moving up in Archaix. But this video, we're about to go deep, because somebody sent me an email that they should have never sent me, and I'm going to read it. But I am not versed in pop culture. I know nothing about movies and television programs and all that. It's just I don't have time. I don't have time in my life, and I need I love to read and research. And Jay Hart, I don't know if you're in the thread today, but she sent me 3 boxes of books. She goes to old thrift stores, like looks for the old books and thrift stores and bookstores. You know, they do library closings and they fill up these bookstores. These bookkeepers don't even know what treasures they have. And Jay sent me 3 boxes today. It's like the 3rd or 4th time she's done that. She's really increased my library. One book was from 1902, another one's from 1917, another one's from 1921, several from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. These books are fantastic. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Jay Hart. I can't even fit them in my studio. I got all the stacks of the books and the last ones you sent outside the studio, because, like I said, we're going to be building a much bigger studio. Now, Tony Bushby, I have cited this man in Lost Scriptures of Giza. I was very upset when I was in prison. I was not able to carry all the books that I have read. So whatever books I was researching at the time were the ones that I kept in my possession. The others, like once I finished this and once I read the whole book, I data mined it and I passed it on to other convicts that were interested in some of these materials. And after a while, I lost track of this book, and it was forever. I probably got transferred from another. I got in trouble a lot. I might have been transferred for disciplinary reasons, or I changed custodies from medium to maximum security. I don't know, but I lost track of the book, couldn't find it, and it was gone. I was so upset about it because this book is a gold mine of material. It's by an Australian author. And the things he says about the Great Pyramid is absolutely fantastic. His research is so good. Hey, it's just fantastic. Somebody heard me in a video talking about this book and how I regretted losing it, all that, and they ordered a used copy that was floating around. It's in mint condition, but somebody had it and took really good care of it, and somebody found it online and ordered it for me, and it arrived in the mail today. I'm deeply appreciative of that. Thank you a lot. And also, I swear, this printer. I'm not going to read the letter. I got a really good, heartfelt letter. Guy does leather work, really good work. Sent me all kinds of examples. One of them fell down. Archaix. Can you be used as bookmarks? Choose the lettering for the belt style. Yeah. He knew I was a Texan. But I really appreciate that too. That's from Bill. I'm going to write him back. I get gifts from time to time. I'm very appreciative of that. JJ Recon in the house. So, we have something very serious to discuss today. You guys know that I'm going to correct the disinformation, and I'm going to show you where I get my information. Let me give you a little backstory because I know I got a lot of new people here. Okay. In 2007 and 2008, hey, Monica Farrow, haven't seen you in a while. Wendy Williams, man, you know what? I'm getting to know all your names. Some of y'all been with me. Wendy Williams and Monica Farrow been with me for a long time. Let's see, Crypto Jack Black too. So listen, I wrote a book called Anunnaki Homeworld in 2007. I rewrote it in 2009 because it took my publisher so long to release my Lost Scriptures of Giza book, my When the Sun Darkens, my Nostradamus and the Plants of Apocalypse book. I was in prison. I was not a priority. He had other authors that were producing works. Zechariah Sitchin was still alive and wrote for him a very good introduction to some of the books that Paul Tice published in Book Tree Press in San Diego. So Jordan Maxwell was still alive and he was still putting books out. So I just wasn't a priority. I'm the only convicted felon that Book Tree Press has ever published. They claim that they're never going to publish another one, but they took a risk with me, and they've been rewarded for that. But I just waited so long. I rewrote the book, but the book was all about accurately interpreting the Mayan long count and how the year 2012 is nothing but media hype. Nothing was going to happen. Same thing as Y2K. Now, I put all this material out. There was over 200 very, very popular books in 4 or 5 different languages that all said that something major was going to happen in 2012. My book is the only one to date that I'm aware of that was telling just the opposite. I was explaining how in 1952, the two guys that calculated the 1,872,000 days separated into 13 Bactans of 144,000 days each. That makes the Mayan calendar, which began in 3113 BC. It can't possibly end in 2012. The arithmetic didn't add up. So the Maya did not know a 365.25 calendar. They counted by unals. They counted by Bactans. Every bit of that is divisible by 20s, 60s, sexagesimal system of the Sumerians, 360 days a year. This is the only system the Maya knew. So this was their Catons and their ton system. So I explained all this in the book, and I showed how this system comported with what we knew about ancient calendars from around the world. And I showed the correct way to interpret the Mayan long count. The 1,872,000th day ends in 2046, November 1st. So Having said all that and published all that, no one to date, no authors to date have come forward and say, hey, you know what? This guy, Jason, 5-6 years ago, or well, actually 15 years ago, basically predicted that nothing was going to happen and all y'all are wrong. Well, look, all those people who got rich publishing the books about 2012, they kept the money. Do you think they said sorry to their readership? Hell no. Has a single author or researcher come forth and giving me props for basically telling the truth? Hell no. And it's not going to happen. And I'm cool with that. So the reason I'm prefacing this video with this history is because what I'm going to reveal in this video is astounding. But I promise you, I'm not going to get props for it. No one's going to come look for me after all these events, because it's just like so many of the predictions I made 2 years ago and 18 months ago about different heads of different social media platforms being removed. No one went back and said, hey man, Jason said they were going to remove some of these guys from like Twitter and from Facebook, and there was going to be a huge shakeup, and there was going to be a social media blackout. Then Facebook goes offline for like however many days or hours, and no one goes back and say, hey man, this dude said all that. The only thing I heard recently is about the prediction about the Royals. I don't believe I predicted the Queen's death. I can't remember. I don't remember doing those isometric projections. I might have, but I do specifically remember predicting that in 2022 that a royal would come up missing, abducted, or dead. And I did predict that. So you can make the association if you want to. That's fine. But what I'm saying is what I'm going to reveal to you in this video has already been revealed to you. It's in my Carrington event video, and we're going to discuss that here in a little while. But from what I have been given by a subscriber, data that I'm sure a lot of you know, but I'm going to add some significant material to it, is it's profound. Kind of took me back, shut me down. I stopped answering all emails. I was going to spend about 3 days answering all these emails and going through all my stuff, and I hit this one email, and it just, y'all know my tangents. That email took me for a ride. I had to verify. I had to go through there and say, man, this can't be right. This can't be right. It is right. Not only is it right, but I took it to a whole nother level. And I'm going to reveal it in this video starting right now. And I'm going to have to do it with some cliff notes. No one can memorize this much material, especially material that's not really, stuff I just is ingrained in my soul because I've read it and talked about it so long. This is all relatively new stuff. So the subscriber, I'm not going to name them. They can name themselves in the deal, but we're going to go through this fast. This is going to be a long presentation. I'm not going to stop until I'm done. I don't care if it's 3.5 hours. But real quick, let's get that audio check real fast. Thank you, Edamag. Y'all know you can't square peg. I need to put your channel on my I put that guy's channel. I have a recommended channels deal. I have one guy on it, Nick T, because he's reading all my Chronicons. He just released like Chronicon 27. I made a promise to Nick T that I'm going to blow his channel up and I'm going to send everybody there as soon as he gets to the Great Flood. He's almost there. He's on video 27 reading Chronicon just a few pages at a time, 5-minute segments. He's doing a fantastic job. The last one I saw that he posted today was about before the flood, when the Great Pyramid was breached and somebody tunneled into it to remove materials. They stole something out the Great Pyramid. That's where he's at right now. He still has a few more videos to go to get to the Great Flood, the Phoenix fallout, the collapse of the vapor canopy, the day the sky fell. When he gets to 2239 BC, I will do a whole video introducing Nick T and all his work because this man is reading Chronicon and it's very comprehensible. And I can't even believe I was listening to some of his videos. I was in awe. Like, damn, I can't even remember researching all this and putting all this together. I need to reread my own Chronicon. There's a tremendous amount of data I have never even revealed on YouTube. He's doing it. Okay, now, having said that, go to the bottom of the thread, make sure I'm still I'm still being heard. All right. Minton, Texas. Thank you, Martha. I got a lot of Texans in the thread. Audio's good. Thank you. All right. This is the email. Now, just because some of you are already familiar with this, you got to hang in there because I'm going to take it to a whole nother level in stages. This is going to get really intriguing. This is the list that was sent to me by an Archaix subscriber. It's awesome. So, number one, in Third Rock from the Sun, you've all seen that program, a meteor is scheduled to strike in September of 2015. In The Big Bang Theory, an asteroid strike is supposed to happen in September 23rd. Now, in the movie Volcano, an asteroid hits the Earth September 23rd. In the movie Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, an asteroid strikes on September 23rd. In the movie Julia and Julia, a meteorite strikes the Earth September 23rd. In the movie Deep Impact, we've all seen Deep Impact, the meteorite is predicted to strike September 22nd. But the lotto numbers in the movie are September 23rd, or just 923. Now, in the movie Evan Almighty, the date of the flood is September 22nd. In the movie Knowing, Earth is destroyed in a solar flare that lasts from September 22nd to September 23rd. Again, remember, it all depends on what part of the world you're in. In the movie Little Shop of Horrors, another classic, the existence of humans is threatened by an event in September 23rd. In the movie Tomorrowland, the disaster strikes September 23rd. On the TV program NCIS, it's a cop show, I hate them, but it's a popular one. NCIS episode Last Man Standing. In the dialogue, it said, one person says, "Do they know 923?" And the other person responds, "No." In the movie, we'll get to NCIS in a minute because it's really interesting what I found. Has nothing to do with this email. So, in the movie 23, Jim Carrey mentioned that hell arrives September 23rd. Now, in Sleepy Hollow, a new dimension opens up on September 23rd. In Ghostbusters, man, I love that movie. I'm an 80s kid at heart. In Ghostbusters, the evil is released on the world on September 23rd. So, in This Is the End with Seth Rogen, the paparazzi video recorder shows the date 9/23 as when the rapture happens. In the movie Pandemic, the shit hits the fan on the East Coast on September 23rd. In the movie Labyrinth, the evil consumes the world at 9/23 in the video. In the show Lost, couldn't stand that show. First 3 episodes were fantastic. After that, I was lost. I was lost all the way to the end. I couldn't stand that show. In the show Lost, the plane crashes on a remote island on September 22nd. In the movie Castaways with Tom Hanks, the driver's license of the dead pilot reads 9/23. Taco Bell commercial, escaping a concentration camp on 9/23. Guinness beer commercial says, if you keep an open mind, you'll discover dark secrets. The stopwatch ends at 9/23. In Gone Girl, September 23rd is used twice to depict the date of the disappearance. 9/23 is used twice. So in the video, Florence and the Machine, it says, we will drag bodies to the ground. The watch stops at 9/23. In the video titled 23, the date 9/23 is in the video 9 times. Rihanna has a music video showing a license plate with 9/23. The Black Eyed Peas video, Calendar of the Month of Some Days, is shown the date 9/23. Oh no, the 23rd of September. The video, Tainted Love, a meteorite hits the earth. Then a horoscope is shown. It shows the date 9/23. Drake's album, Nothing Was the Same, was released on September 23rd, showing t-shirts with 9/23 on them. A song by Israel Vibrations, September 24th, is mentioned as the date of the Great Tribulation. TV Heroes Reborn, the show has a persecution of the church starting at 9/23. In the video game Resident Evil, the invasion begins on 9/23. The Illuminati card deck has an asteroid card with 9-23 on it 9 times. The final, look at this. This is the final item that was sent to me by email. It's the 33rd item. Total coincidence, guys, that this is my 333rd video. Absolute coincidence. The reason it's a coincidence is I deleted older videos that were only 30 seconds long. They were just short little announcements that I had made, and they weren't relative anymore. I did that over a year ago, so I deleted them a few weeks ago. Looked at my video count this morning. When you add up all my uploads with all my live videos, it's exactly 332 videos, not counting this one. This is my 333rd video. Total coincidence. So, anyway, this 33rd example is the TV show One Foot in the Grave from the year 1990, where it mentions on 9/23, the day of the Lord shall be upon you. This list ends here, but it's this video is about to get deep. That's the list that was sent to me by one of my listeners. She can introduce herself, and it's 33 items. Even if some of them are wrong, it doesn't matter. What we're going to show is very profound. So I looked on YouTube, and I found several videos that show all of this. Basically, what I had done is a search on YouTube. Anybody can do it. I'm not going to go into details, but I did isolate this for you. Several videos came out right here. Several videos on YouTube came out. I'm just showing this right here just to show that it's there. You can do it yourself. In the YouTube search bar, all you got to do is movies about September 23rd. You're going to see videos that have way more than what's in this list. And this is only one page. There's a whole nother page, nothing but videos. But I'm not here to show you all that. You can look it up yourself. Nothing but videos about 9/23. But here's where those people got it wrong. These videos are 5 and 4 years old. So when I'm looking at this, there's only one of them that's 3 weeks old. They're trying to resurrect the September 23rd deal again. Now, what's the problem with this is that people lost interest when they released this in 2017. Somebody released all this on YouTube on 2017, said, look, watch all these movies, and they show these clips. The list I just showed you can be watched visually, is what I'm telling you. You can go watch on YouTube after you're done with this video. You want to see more of that data. So that list is independent, though, of what I'm about to reveal to you in this video. That list just got my attention, and it's on YouTube. You can go watch it. So just use the search bar, movies about September 23rd. Now, they lost traction because in 2017, they automatically assumed that because they had discovered it then, that it must mean that in September 23rd, 2017, it's going down. Didn't happen. So they regrouped in 2018. Didn't happen. They regrouped in 2019. Didn't happen. People lost interest. The videos are 5 years old. Still, 2020 came around, and we all know what happened. It wasn't September 23rd. Now the world had fundamentally changed. Nobody cares about these old predictions because nothing happened. 2021, nothing happened. I'm telling you now, 2022, September 23rd, what I'm about to reveal in this video, what it's referring to, isn't going to happen. Something might happen, and I'm going to explain that too. But the real event is 2023. The false carroting event, the takedown of the internet, I have already predicted. Now, we're going to get into details because it's going to be covered up as something else. They're not going to say they did it. So, anyway, get down to the bottom of this thread. I'm sorry, guys. I'm presenting so much data today, and I wanted to do it as a live presentation. I just can't pay attention. I don't have Matt here. I can't pay attention to the comment threads. So I'm really sorry. I'm watching it go by. But I promise you guys, you're about to hear things in this video you've never seen anywhere on YouTube concerning September 23rd. So let's move on. Let's move on a little bit. So let's isolate one of these. One of these was very interesting because it involved NCIS. So I did a little looking on September 23rd and found some. Thank you, Cosmic Cowboy. I couldn't believe what I found. So the 11th example I was given was the TV program NCIS episode Last Man Standing. In the dialogue, it says, "Do they know about 9/23?" And the response by the other actor is no. It's very enigmatic. It's not the first time NCIS did this. I have already told you guys in a prior video how strange I don't remember why, because I don't like the show. It, and right there in front of my eyes, as I was channel surfing, this is what I heard. Two actors on NCIS were talking about how people, it was about racism and how people just are not going to get along and all that. And the female, out of the blue, having nothing to do with the dialogue of the show, says they're just not going to understand until the aliens invade. So I thought it was so weird how that was just thrown in there and how the other actors were made to look like what she said was just totally normal. So anyway, they're just not going to understand until the aliens invade. Was it a drop? Well, let me tell you about NCIS. You've already seen right here that they said something about September 23rd. Do they know about it? The other actress said no. Well, let me tell you something else. In 2003, the crime drama NCIS starring Mark Harmon, Michael Westerly, Paul Peretti, I believe it's Paul Peretti, and David McCullum, it premiered on CBS on September 23rd. Are we going to say that was coincidental? Because I can provide you another example. In 2009, the crime drama NCIS Los Angeles, a spinoff starring Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J and Daniela Roy, well, how do you say her name? Raul Rua. It premiered on CBS 2 on September 23rd. So you decide. Don't let me tell you what to think. You decide. Is all that coincidental? By the time I'm done with this video, I don't think you're gonna believe in coincidence. I know I don't. So one of the items in the email was about Big Bang Theory. Everybody loves Big Bang Theory. Kelly Cuoco, surrounded by a bunch of nerds. Who's not gonna love that? I love that show. That and Seinfeld. And just entertain one of my tangents, I absolutely love the show Seinfeld. I can't stand Seinfeld. I don't think he's funny. I don't like him as an actor. To me, he's just a pompous, puffed up idiot. I don't like Seinfeld. But the show Seinfeld has the epic, best supporting cast members I have ever seen in a show. The cast from Newman and what's her name? Dreyfus. All of them. Every Kramer. Even the mailman. Everybody that's in that show has a genius character. The most boring individual on the entire show is Seinfeld. But it's still my favorite show because I love all the supporting actors. And I really like Big Bang Theory. So, to get back to Big Bang Theory, I was told in the email right here, Big Bang Theory, an asteroid strike in one of its episodes is scheduled for September 23rd. Well, here's another interesting aside. In the year 2007, the Big Bang Theory, created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady, and starring Johnny Galecki, you all know their names, Kelly Cuoco, it premiered on CBS on September 23rd. So, again, coincidental. Very well could be. I'm perfectly fine with people drawing that conclusion. Now, while I thought this was a fantastic compilation, I took this even further. I'm not satisfied with what other people found. You guys know that about my character type. I will assess other people's data, and I'm cool with it. I verify it, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm good. But I'm never happy with that if I can't add to it. Why? Because I tell you guys all the time, if something is true, it will always be seen from multiple different vantage points. So I'm going to show you that in this video. That email didn't scratch the surface of what I found. And that was 33 different items from popular movies and television shows about September 23rd. So let's move forward now. Thank you guys for joining. I got 10,000. I got over 1,000 people listening. I know it's easy to forget. I watch other people's videos and I forget too, but I would appreciate it if you would dignify me with smashing that like button every once in a while, so those likes will match those observers. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's find these. So what I did is I looked up movies now. I left that list and I looked up movies. I want to know movies, not mentioning September 23rd. I want to know movies that are set in 2023. You see, I changed the dynamics a little bit. I increased my search parameters, but I focused them more on 2023 because I don't believe anything significant like that's going to happen in 2022. Now, check this out. Avengers End Game is a very popular movie. I know many of you watched. I've never seen it, but I read about it. And the bulk of the Avengers End Game takes place in the fall of 2023. Didn't say spring, didn't say summer. It said fall. That's where September is. In the fall. Avengers End Game in 2023 in the fall. The Avengers are trying to reverse something about Thanos had a snap. I don't know. He lost his mind. He's destroying the world, whatever. I don't know. But before a lot of people get lost, they're trying to undo some type of apocalyptic deal. So that's the subject matter of that movie. I'm pretty sure those of you who've watched that movie can add into the comment section. This is what I really want. I want this to be interactive. When this video is over, fill this comment section up with details that you know that I left out about these movies and the correlates between the data that I'm sharing with you and what you know of in these movies. I'd appreciate that. Educate me. I want to know. So check this out. So this movie's awesome. Gemini Rising is another movie. Hi, Polly. Gemini Rising is another movie set in 2023. An unidentified spacecraft is found orbiting Neptune and an investigation is started. It was discovered that there were 2 different species of aliens, one of them helping humans. Now, that's set in 2023. Remember, it's an Illuminati. One of the cards they have in their deck of deals is possible alien invasion. We've already discussed this on this channel numerous times. That is something that they can pull out the deck and bring on the table. Another one is X-flare, solar flare activity. Another one is a staged fake nuclear war. Another one is alien invasion. Whatever they've got to do to fulfill whatever it is their plans are, they have different things set in place to fulfill those purposes. So, another movie, here's a really interesting one, set in 2023, The Purge, Anarchy. Now, why is this interesting? What do you think's going to happen when there's a total internet collapse? When there's a total internet collapse, that's going to collapse other parts of the infrastructure as well. Now, I'm not saying this as long. As a matter of fact, in my Carrington event video, I explained that according to the date sequence predictive analytics that I did on that year extensively, it's a very short break, but it's just long enough to remove a lot of material from the internet that they don't want on the internet. Now, so when they bring all the servers back online, so that's what I see anyway. It's a very temporary short break. However, that little 10-day, 12-day, I don't know how many days, I'm assuming a week to 10 days, that little period is going to be pandemonium. You can imagine when hundreds of millions of people who have relied on the internet every single day have nothing to do anymore. When law enforcement and EMS can't respond to calls because they are just completely overwhelmed, you can imagine how crime will spike within 24 hours of that going on. It will be just like the purge. So, very temporary. I'm not saying this is going to continue. I believe civilization and infrastructure will stabilize after that, because I've told you guys in other prediction videos, this whole apocalyptic episode is a staged event to get things in position where they want before May 2040. I actually predict in several videos that there's a utopia coming, but we've got to go through some BS in the next 18 months before that happens. So anyway, let's move on. I can't pronounce your name. We talking emails and stuff. Iqaluit. Yeah, she sent me a really nice package of some. She lives in a real small community, like on the coast, and real nice, like patriotic theme, traditional theme stuff. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought here. Let me get back. Gemini Rising. So these are different movies. The Purge, Anarchy, set in 2023. I don't think that's a coincidence. The Tomorrow War, set. It begins in late 2022 and carries over into 2023 and jumps to 2048. Now, this is the Tomorrow War, about an alien species being on Earth, and humans have got to fight them off and all that. You've seen the Tomorrow War. I've actually watched that movie. It's one of the very few movies I've had time to sit down and watch. And I watched it because I was in Leggett, Texas, at a buddy's place, and we were just relaxing. So now, here's the humdinger. The movie X-Men, Days of Future Past. I was shocked when I read this. I had to go to Wikipedia and read the whole thing. It's a tricky one. So technically, most of the action of the X-Men Days of Future Past, it takes place in the year 1973. But you guys already know from over 40 different video presentations that I have done, 1973 is the holographic isometric reflective year for 2023. The epicentral year is 1998. I have shown that over and over and over and over, and don't need to show it in this video. You guys have to go back through my predictions playlist and see all those videos where 1998, which was focused on by Edgar Cayce, and he knew that was the key to decoding the last days. Now, 1998 is phenomenal. 666 times 3. So, in the X-Men Days of Future Past, they wrote and directed a movie that was based off this massive isometric projection, an equal amount of years going forward and backward in time from a central event. Whole movie's an isometric projection. I thought that was awesome. So they even added flavor to it by having the movie has a series of events that's going on in 1973 at the same time events are transpiring in 2023. So I hear it's a genius movie. I haven't seen it, but I know some of you have. And you can add your details in the comment section of how it relates to my entire thesis. So anyway, I didn't stop there, guys. The movies were cool. That was an awesome association. Seeing these things about when television programs debuted that referenced the September 23rd. I didn't stop there either. I extended my search to video games and found out some really neat things. Did I do it alone? No. I have seen the comment section where people mention video games, and I store that away. I put this entire video together as soon as I got that email from that listener the day before yesterday. Shut me down. So I remembered all these video games that people had mentioned. I looked them up. So you guys got to understand, I give credit where it's due, as if several people have put me on this. I just delayed and delayed and delayed because I really didn't have anything. There was nothing synthetic here until I received that email, and that email put everything into perspective. So let's look at these video games, because I know you guys can Google some of these video games. It's going to shock you when you see the graphics of these games. So there is a video game called The Perfect Dark. The series debuted in the year 2000 with Nintendo 64. It's a first-person shooter. It's set in the year 2023. You see that? It was designed a long time ago, but it was set in the year 2023. The game follows Joanna Dark, an agent of the Carrington Institute Agency, as she attempts to stop a conspiracy by rival corporation Datadyne that involves extraterrestrial life and technology. Amazing. Another game, State of Emergency, set in 2023. It's just like The Purge. United States government is weakened by an economic crisis, and all these gang lord dictatorships rise up and all that stuff. So it's set in 2023. I thought that was really interesting. Another video game, Crisis 2, spelled Crysis. Almost like an insect larva, a chrysalis, or however you say it. So like an alien husk. August 23rd of 2023, United States Marine Corps Force Recon Unit is deployed into New York City to extract former Crynet employee Dr. Nathan Gould, who has information on combating the Ceph, an alien race that is trying to destroy humanity. The same themes over and over and over. Video game, Silent Mobius. In 2023, Raleigh Cheyenne felt partially responsible for the growing attacks on innocent humans by marauding creatures from Nemesis. She is of mixed heritage because her mother, Lufa Cheyenne, was a Magician's Guild member, but her father was from Nemesis. Y'all remember, guys, I don't know anything about pop culture. I don't know any of that, but I have told you many times that the Nemesis X object is a super construction. It is what people call Nibiru is not an intruder planet. It's not another world. It comes from a dying star. It's a super construction. Its arrival date is precisely November 1st, 2046. And I've shown this multiple ways in many videos. So that's in the Anuna Files playlist of videos. I think there's 49 videos in that playlist. So, I thought that was really interesting. So you guys know, I'm going to show it to you. It was a few months ago that I released a video. And my veterans all know this. You've all seen this video. You see that on the screen? Pretty good. I have shown, look, you know what? The coming internet reset false Carrington event. In that video, I show the predictive analytics on how I find that a planned takedown of the internet will happen in 2023 and that it will be staged. It is, in fact, totally blamed on either an X-flare, EMP, nuclear fallout. It might be blamed on alien intervention. It could be blamed on a numerous deals. But I show the arithmetic. I show how precise it is, showing that in 2023, these events will occur, how they are connected in time space to other similar events in history. I show the blackouts. I show all details about the internet, about the Carrington event itself in 1859. So it's not a coincidence, guys, that the Carrington event, the X flare that fried our technology at the time, that destroyed our telegraphs, that started fires around the world, that had aurora phenomena in the skies, changing the color of the skies, disrupted our communications. The Carrington event of 1859 was in September. That's not a coincidence. So I'm moving right along. I've covered a lot of ground in 45 minutes. That's good. Hit that smash that like button, guys. So I have shown, check this out. Now, you guys know through many of my presentations, I have shown that time-space is very structured. Events are in a tight structure. The arithmetic is very easy to analyze. And I show it over and over and over. It's not just isometric projections. I show you how phi and pi and curvature all fit in, and we can use these for predictive value. So September 23rd seems to throughout time space in our linear history, the events that we have recorded seem to tell us a message. So let's look at that right now, because what we're going to review is very, very interesting. We've already reviewed the 33 events in the email that I received. We've already reviewed now my findings on television shows that are connected to that list that also debuted on September 23rd. We have reviewed my findings on movies that are set in 2023 and how they relate to this. We have now reviewed the video game industry and the popular video games that are set in 2023. Now let's look and shift our focus to the actual day, September 23rd. Let's look back in history and see what happened on September 23rd that would be linked in space-time to what's about to occur September 23rd next year. Remember, that's in my research, that's a new staged Carrington event. So on September 23rd in the year 1952, we have the very first closed circuit pay TV telecast of a sporting event. If that's the very first, and this is a timeline, doesn't that necessarily infer that September 23rd, 2023 will be the final telecast sporting event? I don't know. This is just what I'm showing you. That's 1952. But in 1953, on September 23rd, KHQA TV channel debuted in Montana. It began broadcasting. It was a CBS channel. 1957, September 23rd, we had WTIC debuted in Connecticut. That was a CBS and a Fox channel. But in 1963, WMEB TV channel in Maine began broadcasting. These are the very first time these channels ever broadcast. September 23rd, 1963. I read that one. Now, September 23rd, 1968. WKAS television channel in Kentucky began broadcasting. 1968 is WKMA television channel in Madisonville, Kentucky. It's a different place. The first one was Ashland. Now, 1968 again, WKMR television in Moorhead, Kentucky. It begins broadcasting. Kentucky got a lot of them broadcasting all at the same time. That's interesting. 1968, WKON television channel in Owenton, Kentucky began broadcasting for the very first time. In 1968, September 23rd, WKSO television channel in Somerset, Kentucky began broadcasting. In 1968, WKZT television channel, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, began broadcasting. In 1969 was the very first broadcast of the Marcus Welby MD show on ABC television. That was a very popular show at the time. Now, that could be entirely coincidental. They all broadcast on the same day. They all started broadcasting in different geographical areas all on the same day. Okay, but these were all started within a day. 1958, KTVT television in Phoenix, Arizona began broadcasting. 1962, KWS2 channel in Pullman, I guess it's Washington, begins broadcasting. That's September 22nd. 1966, KMEB channel, Wailuku, Hawaii begins broadcasting. 1968, KMTC. Now it's called KDEB television channel in Springfield, Montana, begins its very first broadcast. So, if these are the beginning of timelines, all starting in September 23rd with a couple of them in September 22nd, and these are actual timelines, because remember, I've told you guys in prior presentations, to be an actual reality tunnel, to be a timeline, there must be a pattern break. So if this is the beginning of a pattern, the break being there was no broadcasting, then all of a sudden there was broadcasting, that begins a timeline. That timeline, if it's going to end in September 23rd, like all this evidence infers, then the timeline is showing me that broadcasting itself, television, is over with in September 23rd. Now, is it temporarily over with and it becomes something else? That remains to be seen. I believe technology will continue. I just believe that there's going to be a fundamental change in our infrastructure, and it's planned. This is not an asteroid. This is not the result of nuclear war, no matter how it's covered up and masked. This is 100% by design in September 23rd, not because what the doomsayers are saying, the apocalypse, the tribulation, all this evil stuff, but because in order to make the world fall asleep, they're going to introduce a utopia, and they're going to do it by burning the world you know. Now, I've gone through this many times in other videos, that this is the master plan. I told you guys the metaverse is only the prototype. Once the real thing is released to the public, once they say the typical internet is no longer functioning, you need to wear these headsets. It's the only way we can all react and do our things now. There's no more typing on a keyboard. Now it's all mnemonic. Now cerebral interface holography. You're going to be able to do incredible things. Here, we'll send you the headset for free. Your keyboards, your computers, all that stuff's old technology. You don't need it anymore. You can take your visor everywhere you go. Listen, that's not the subject matter of this video. So, so this tells me, since all of these broadcasting deals all started the same day, then it tells me that it's basically encoded to stop broadcasting September 23rd. It comes full circle. Television's over with. So I did a search into the atomic and nuclear incidents of September 22nd and September 23rd in our past, and I found some really interesting things. Like in 1949, U.S. President Harry Truman announces evidence to the American public and the world that the USSR's first nuclear device was detonated. September 23rd was the announcement. Now, or September 22nd, one of them. 1958, Great Britain performs an atmospheric test at Christmas Island. September 23rd. 1958, U.S. performs nuclear tests at the Nevada test site, where they've detonated many of them. 1967, USSR performs a nuclear test at Eastern Kazakh. Again, September 23rd. 1979, Jane Fonda and 200,000 people attend an anti-nuclear rally in Battery Park, New York City. September 23rd. In 1982, the U.S. performs a nuclear test at the Nevada test site. Again, September 23rd. So then I searched the communication and space-related stuff for September 23rd, because it's all relative to this. In 1966, Surveyor 2 crashed on the moon, and all contact with it is lost. Do I believe we sent anything to the moon? Hell no. That's the story they gave us. But in that story is a nugget. NASA lost contact with something. What is a loss of contact? It's a break in communications. 1974, September 23rd, BBC CFAX begins its very first telex service. Here it is again, the first of some type of telecommunications device. So, 1999, NASA announces that it has lost contact with the Mars Climate Observer. September 23rd. 2002, the first public version of the web browser, Mozilla Firefox, which is called Phoenix 0.1, is released September 23rd. In 2012, September 23rd, Iran blocks the use of Google as a search engine. That's a break in telecommunications. 2018, September 23rd, Japan Space Agency is the first to place 2 robotic explorers on an asteroid. Did it really happen? Hell no. But that's the story they gave us. It's okay. September 23rd. All right. Net withdrawal. Yeah. Let's see. So, it's quite natural. When you're looking for patterns and you're desperately looking for patterns, you have to practice exclusions. You have to get the noise out of the way. So in getting the noise out of the way, in being in a hurry, I often also accidentally push good data out of the way too. So you have to forgive me. This is a very quick presentation. I just wanted to bring these things to your attention after I got this email. Now, after finding all these correlates, I'm left with the idea that, something really big is going to happen in 2023, but I'm not past the suspicion that these clever bastards would still pull something smaller off in September 2022 or 2023 of this year. They're very capable of doing that for the very express purpose of basically confusion. Now, or luring us into a false security. So I did a check. I went a little deeper. If these are going to happen, if something major is going to happen in September 23rd of 2023, then I should see, when I look in the past, some type of correlating data for September 24, the day after. Here's what I found for the day after this event. In 1869, on September 24th, we suffered through Black Friday, Wall Street panic, the collapse. Gold and Fisk attempted to corner the gold market. This is exactly what you would expect with an internet collapse. It's going to instantly affect the markets. 1930, September 24th. Portsmouth beats Brooklyn in the very first NFL game played under floodlights. Why is that significant? Because this is the beginning of a timeline. It's 1930. It's the NFL. It's a signal important game because it's the first time we got to watch men play football in the NFL under artificial lighting, under floodlights. What does that tell me? The days of watching competitive sports under artificial illumination, or like NFL, is over with. September 24th. Now, or at least it's going to turn into something else. 1952, September 24th. American fast food restaurant chain KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. It opens its first franchise in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, is it really relative? It might not be. In the holography, could it have a deeper meaning, such as the complete collapse of all fast food chains the day after the false Carrington event? It very well could be. That's why I added it here. There's no reason to dismiss it. The timing is right. The concept is good. 1955, September 24th, U.S. President Eisenhower suffers a heart attack in Denver. Don't you think that world rulers, the day after an incident like this and collapses their infrastructures, communication is down, nobody knows what's going on, don't you think the pressure on world rulers would have some of them having heart attacks? I think that's viable. That's why I added it in here. 1957, September 24th. Brooklyn Dodgers play their last game at Embeds Field. There it is, total closure. 1957, their last game to 2023, the Brooklyn Dodgers' last game. 1968, September 24th, the show 60 Minutes premieres on CBS. Why is that important? I'm going to tell you why. 60 Minutes is controlled opposition. The show 60 Minutes is a knowledge filter. It has done a tremendous amount of work in shaping the world we live in. 60 Minutes has built for itself the persona of trust that people all over the world watch it because they think they're getting very accurate information. Now, that might not apply for a lot of people in the past 3 to 5 years, where almost all mainstream media has taken a fall in stature. But 60 Minutes has been around a long time. Thousands and thousands of news shows that have been believed by people. And when people believe in things, they act a certain way. Their behavior reflects that. They enter a feedback loop where that belief now becomes repetitive circumstances in their life. This is the danger of media. This is why media is essentially witchcraft. The negative witchcraft. But in 1979, September 24th, CompuServe begins offering a dial-up online information service to consumers, marketing it as the micronet. Are we returning to dial-up, or is there a new technology going to be introduced September 24th, the day after the collapse of the infrastructure we know today? So, I find all these associations very compelling. Very compelling. Now, my conclusion from my prior data and this video, I don't know. It's an internet takedown on September 23rd, 2023. But I believe it's going to be temporary. It's going to be staged. Whatever reason they give for why it occurs is absolute BS. You can take that to the bank. But it's going to further their agenda no matter what. I have made predictions, and I stand by them, that things are going to take a wild turn. For years, people have been doomsaying. For years, they've been building up this whole idea that it's getting darker, getting worse. It's terrible. I don't want to raise my children in this environment. I don't want to do. You just don't know what they're going to do to world society before 2040 is going to basically create another reality inside the one we're living in, but it's going to be one that the majority, the population, experiences within their minds. A new VR Sodom and Gomorrah where people will do and become anything they want to, while their bodies completely waste away, fetid and stink with stench, and they're not even worried about the types of foods they eat. All they want to do is stay alive because the real world isn't where they're living anymore. So it's I've already got videos and all that. I'm not gonna beat that up. So doing something this year, September 22nd and September 23rd, it's not off the table, because that would be an act of genius to do something at a smaller scale right now here in the next week or so that would throw everybody off from what's really going to happen in September 23rd of 2023. It would be an act of genius. It would shut a lot of people up. Many people would quit believing in anything that I'm predicting at all. They would. It would be an act of genius for them to do that. So I anticipate something. Wouldn't be surprised if something happens this year. But the event for which all these intel drops in movies, in video games, and what I have now shown you and brought to the table, looking at actual historical events and showing the precise timing, yes, and how they all line up to September 23rd. And you have to take into consideration, especially my newer viewers, you have to understand 100% of the information I've revealed in this video is absolutely independent of my prior video on the Carrington event when the internet takedown. That video stands alone in its own presentation of data. It has its own date sequence predictive analytics attached to it that has nothing to do with what's presented in this video. So I just want to make that clear. So I really lost interest in selling my super PACs. I did that. When I released that video, it was important to me that I knew that there would be multiple individuals in different geographical areas all around the world that would have 100% of all the Archaix data. So I put it all on these flash drives. I bought a bunch of flash drives. I put them all on these flash drives, and many people in the comment section got these flash drives already. And I wanted to make sure that 100% of all the hundreds of articles and posts that I've written, every single one of my published books, all my unpublished book manuscripts, all 350 or something of my charts, all my graphics and timelines, chronologies, 100% of my Chronicon, I made sure everything was on that flash drive. I've sold over 500 of those. That's what's funded a lot of my Archaix stuff lately. But my mission is accomplished. All that's done. Now, if the internet collapses, I will rest. I know that whatever technology they bring up after this, there are people all over the world that now have that data, and they have my permission to do what they want with it when that happens. So I'm cool with that. I still get orders for the flash drives, and I still honor them. But a couple people in New Zealand, I had to send them their money back. That's not a problem for me because now I'm directing everybody to Podia. Like in the links in this video, in the description box right now, there's a Podia link to the Super PAC. It's an easy download. It's a fast, easy download now. Instead of waiting 3 weeks if you're overseas for the thumb drive, instead of sending me to the post office, you can just, or no matter what, you can just get Super PAC, man, download, and you'll have it that day. It might take 15, 20 minutes to download. It's a lot of data, but it's all reorganized PDFs now. It's not like the original Super PAC, which was a bunch of different types of files, which is very hard to download. So anyway, having said all that, I'm very comfortable now that so many Super PACs are all over the world. I no longer feel that urgency. That's why I haven't really been pushing it. I don't care. If you want one, you know how to get it. But as far as anything happening to JasonArchaix or my channel, I know that's entirely it's entirely a superficial wound because all my data is now out there and there's nothing for me to worry about anymore. I'm done with that presentation, guys. It took me 1 hour and 8 minutes to finish that presentation. 108. There it is, guys. The holy number of the East. I know that many of you have watched these shows, you've watched these movies, you've played these video games that I have talked about, and you know what I'm talking about, and you see the correlates. What is going to occur isn't what's important, it's the effect. The effect is a total infrastructure internet takedown. Are they going to bring it back up? I'm certain they will. Will it be different? Will there be some changes? Absolutely. Will everything that's lost from the internet be blamed on the event? Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's a staged X-flare, if it's a staged EMP nuclear exchange. It doesn't matter if they blame it on earthquakes caused by asteroid fallout. It doesn't matter if they claim that an alien transmission that's more sophisticated than anything we've ever come into contact with just blasted us from somewhere way out in space and collapsed our internet. It doesn't matter the means because it's all BS. The only thing that matters is the effect. It's the takedown of the internet. So And you know what? I'm so serious about it. Let me show you what I got. Oh, I got so much stuff in here, guys. Can't wait to get my bigger studio. Okay, look. This is the Faraday bag. This is the Faraday bag. I've got one of these off location. It's not here on this property. This Faraday bag holds one of these. This right here protects from EMPs. It also protects from government scrying. Nobody can just walk by and just scan this bag and see its contents and see the data. Put my cell phone in here, put my laptop in here. This is designed for a laptop. So inside the Faraday bag, I have this weatherproof case. Now, the weatherproof case contains a second Faraday bag. Yeah, I know it's overkill, guys. But this is the one I have on location. I have the exact same thing with a new laptop that has all my data in it with thumb drives and stuff. This right here is what I have here, just in case. Because I don't plan on my YouTube channel disappears. Anything happens to me, I'm so well prepared. The very next day, I will be on another social platform uploading all my videos. This right here, I've had some help. I won't cover his name up. I've had some help from some guys that really know their business, and 100% of all my videos are on this drive, but also everything on the Super Pack. Everything, 100% of all the Archaix data. Even the recent uploads to the Super Pack, the 1,000 handwritten note pages from research that I just haven't got around to typing up yet. It's all here too. So also backup files like this. This is small, guys, but it's 256 gigabytes. It might be small, but it's packed. No, it's 512 gigabytes. This too is a full record of all my material, except for the videos. This has all the videos, but I got another one of these with all the videos off site. So I'm prepared. I stay prepared. Nobody destroy my data. So now let me get to this comment section, guys. Sorry it's taking so long. Thank you for smashing that like button, guys. It means a lot. Now, real quick, for those of you who missed my announcement earlier, I have enabled memberships. I have not enabled memberships because I intend to practice exclusions. I'm not excluding anybody from anything. My memberships are because I have a large volume of emails I'm still trying to get all the way through. People have been offering all kinds of help. They're asking me, what can I do to help? What can I do to further the Archaix research? What can I do to help you expand to get that new studio? And listen, I'm doing good on my own. You guys are going to see a new video where my project is my van is being turned into like a studio. So you're going to see that. But also, Matthew and I are about to build a huge studio, and we got things covered. But it's the memberships are just a way to support Archaix. They're just a way for once a month I will do a video live with only members, but it's not data I'm revealing. I'm not going to leave anybody out. This is just for me to get a temperament of basically the people, for me to receive advice, for me not to be inaccessible, for people to let me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, to give me more ideas on better ways to present my information. Sometimes, like in my past videos, I'm shotgunning data so fast people can't keep up, and they really want to understand, but they tune out because I've overwhelmed them, and I get it. I have memorized so much material that I lose track sometimes where you're at and where I am in the presentation of my information. So once a month, I'm going to be taking notes. I'm going to be really listening to my members who are basically going to tell me, man, the direction I need to go in, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, better ways to convey my information, how to better redo some of my older videos, because my older videos have gold mines of data. They were just very poorly constructed videos because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm still tech retarded. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I fight through it. So that's it. If you want to be a member, it's strictly to support the channel. And once a month, basically contribute in finding ways to help me better the material. So I really appreciate that, guys. So now there's such a long comment thread. I don't know, WPTV. WTPV asks, how is it possible that you can give us this data in stream for free while you are coming from jail? Over here, they lock you up again. I don't know where you're at, but I've been out of prison for 6 years. My sentence is over. I'm not on parole. I got my voting rights were restored. Yeah, I don't know, but I know there are rumors that are rife on YouTube that truther channels get deleted and all that, but I haven't seen that. There's a few channels that have been deleted, but I've been doing some really heavy research on YouTube, and I've been finding all kinds of things out about one of the number one reasons channels get deleted is, yes, the hateful content and all that, but there's another big analytics that the truther community is not paying attention to, but I do. And one of the things that I found out is that YouTube will cancel a channel because the comment sections are full of venom. Okay, you won't find that in Archaix. I told you guys every day, as a personal responsibility to my channel, I spend an hour every morning going through my comments every single night. There isn't a comment that people make while I'm asleep that I don't review when I get up. I do, because I'm gonna police those comments. People put keywords in their comments that don't belong. They don't belong on my channel. You got no business saying the A word on my channel. I'm talking about that chemical that they get from kids when they're in pain. You got no business saying that word on my channel. And I delete it every time because people want to spam my channel. You can't even post links on my channel without it being deleted. It goes to a special file. I have to go through it to do it. I mean, the personal attacks against me because of my criminal record from 32 years ago also have to be dealt with. I gotta weed those people out. So, I mean, there's people get triggered about my criminal history. I was guilty. I was 17 years old. And if people can't live with it, they need to go to other channels to get their information if they don't want to hear it from me. But I know this, I'm 49 years old and I'm done saying sorry. So I have to police the comment section in order to make sure that this is a very good, healthy community for people to engage in. And I'm going to continue to do that. I don't care about these morons that keep attacking me. It says, listen, I got little bitty channels that the only hope they will ever have in acquiring just a modicum of subscribers is to reach up to bigger channels and attack them because they themselves have an inability to produce quality content. I understand that. And there's a lot of small channels that are producing really good content, but they're not beggars. They don't. I reach down and I do interviews with them. They have integrity. They're not sitting there trying to climb up the scale by attacking people. So that's why you guys see me occasionally do these interviews with people who have very small channels. I got no problem with that. I'm all about your energy. You know what I mean? It's not about only being interviewed by gigantic channels to come up. I don't really care about that. So anyway, a lot of channels, truther channels, they're getting deleted from YouTube because YouTube has a responsibility to the public. They can't just let a channel go freestyle and then all of a sudden, because the person that runs that channel is no longer policing the comment section, and now when you read the comment section, it's full of venom. People talking bad about each other, disrespecting each other, full of cuss words and all that stuff. YouTube has these bots that are policing that type of stuff. And once you hit a certain rating, your channel gets targeted. then you're under hyper scrutiny. And once you're under hyper scrutiny, your channel, there's nothing your channel can do that it's not doing. Yeah, I take care. When they send me a copyright notice, I deal with it. I take that material out. I have paid for the use of copyrights for multiple different songs and even clips, video clips, and I will continue to do so. So my channel is run very clean. So I don't believe that the content that I talk about is going to get me deleted. It shouldn't get me deleted. Why? I am cognizant of channels that are talking about far deeper stuff, that are naming names among the elite, making accusations. Those channels have hundreds of thousands of viewers. So why do you think that my channel is going to get deleted? I don't know. I come across that all the time. People say that to me. Yes, the Archaix data is profound. It's very unique. It's because it comes from a very different source. I am very proud. I'll be the first to admit, I am very, very proud that I spent so many years putting together all this data for you, and I didn't have to use the internet to do it. I used original scientific reports and books. So the data is very different. My perspectives are fundamentally different. So, yeah, is it going to get me dismissed? I doubt it. But even if it does, y'all see my Faraday cage, and y'all already know in the links that are attached, to the description box right now for this video. I did that before I came online. The links that are attached in there, you'll see there are people who have already started Archaix chat, errant chats on Discord. People have already started BitChute channels uploading all the Archaix material. People have started, I can't remember all of them. There's a Telegram chat. There's a Telegram channel for Archaix. If YouTube goes down, so be it. I'm going to migrate. I'm going to move around. I'll be okay. But you got to treat YouTube like a business. YouTube's all about making money. And if you don't help YouTube make money, then they have no vested interest in maintaining the integrity of your channel. All right, let me look at these comments, guys. I've already run my mouth long enough. Coffee got me. I would really like to, I know some of you guys playing those video games and watching the movies that I talked about in here. I would really like you to put what you know in the comment section. When this video's over and YouTube opens the comments up. Hey man, if there's details that I missed about the Carrington event, about the September 22nd, September 23rd being encoded in so many different media, hey man, let me know. I want to hear it. I do. Chitlin's Laundry, he said, that's 30K right there. Are you talking about super PACs? Well, I'm going to tell you, man, you got to deduct a lot of international postage, bro. Yeah, I might have, yeah, $60 for a thumb drive, but everybody who's international will tell you it's taking me $18 to $25 to mail every single one of those. Then it cost me a few dollars a piece for the thumb drives. Then the hours it takes for me to upload them on this device I got over here. Listen, I made some money. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Made some money, but it wasn't near as much as you think it was. Plus, I had paid my employee. She went. I don't stand in the post office no more. She does that. Hey, Stella Q. Shiva Shampoo. Steve Starr. Mission accomplished. Brock Lucas, you're talking to somebody called Runaway Train. There is a mathematical impossibility of something not happening. If there is a change, it might be due to some sort of free will, but from what I've seen, it's unavoidable. I believe that major events that affect the collective are fixed. You and I would be in agreement about that. I have seen evidence where, because of actions by the collective, the event that was fixed could actually be jumped onto another timeline. But on that other timeline, it would line up perfectly. Let me give you an example. The Roman Julian calendar has the exact same parameters as the Gregorian. They run synonymous. The timelines are absolutely paralleling each other. They're just different. So the 1776th year of the Anno Domini calendar would be the independence of the United States of America, but 1776 might be the freedom for something else on the Julian calendar, which would be totally different than the Anno Domini. And I have seen evidence and recorded this evidence in Chronicon multiple times where we're seeing the same phenomena unfold on the same years, but entirely different timekeeping systems. So, yeah. Chronicon is something else, guys. Even I was taken aback when I was listening to Nick T. I was listening to Nick T's videos on Chronicon, and he's reading. I'm like, wow, I might need to reread Chronicon before I move forward any more of my videos. Chronicon is just so packed. Under each section where I'm mentioning all these things, I'm showing where I got that data from. Chronicon is, I'm still baffled by. I had the tenacity to sit down for all those years and even put that together. It still blows my mind. But I still got to do it one more time, guys. I got a lot of notes to add to Chronicon. So one thing I do need to do in here is if you want to ask me a question, man, put it in all caps. I don't want to waste y'all's time, man, by reading all the stuff. I need to see things in all caps. Larry Bird, I'm telling you how I'm preparing. Larry Bird says, Jason, how do we prepare for the internet shutdown? Well, first of all, I'm telling you guys now, you got a year. You have a year to prepare. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of downloads. Me, I have friends that are going through the internet and they're finding all these old books and stuff like that. And I even have a colleague who on the transcript website on WordPress, there's a link for it right here in the description box. But he designed a fantastic WordPress website for Archaix where you can look at the transcripts for the videos. Now he's added to that website. Now you can actually click onto the individual books that I mention in my videos. If I'm in a video talking about certain different books, he's found those books, or he's in the middle of finding a bunch of them. There's already a bunch of them on there. You can click onto a book that I'm talking about in a video, and it will take you to the free PDF version. Fantastic, man. I wish I had tens of thousands of dollars to pay all these people that are spreading the Archaix footprint. I really wish I did. But they're doing it on their own volition. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I've got some this right here. This right here is my little personal collection right now I'm working on. These are all flash drives right here. This is a large one. But I got all kinds of little small that I'm filling them all up. I'm filling them all up with PDFs of everything I'm interested in. All these old books. I mean, in the past 5 or 10 years, somebody has been uploading PDF versions of all these old books that are found in all these old libraries. Yeah. I didn't have access to any of this when I was in prison doing all this research, but I'm glad that these same books that I research are now popping up. And you can't find them for sale anywhere, but you can find them in free PDFs. So anyway, my collection is huge. I'm putting all this together because in the next year or so, I'm going to be looking into alternate portable technologies. I might have to buy 3 or 4 of them to make sure that they'll last, but I'm going to have to make sure that when we make this transition from whatever's going to happen in September of 2023 into the new technological domain, I need to make sure that there's going to be a way that I can read these PDFs. Or do I need to go ahead and start printing up copies, which is going to be almost impossible? I got 10,000 pages of data already. So I don't know from all these PDFs. I don't know. That's something I need to look in. Something is going to have to go over that technological threshold. There's going to have to be a way I can use a portable device that I can always charge up, and I always have a battery source for it. And I have a couple of them in case something goes wrong, because I don't really know what they're going to come out with, but I am convinced the new technology is something that everybody can carry with them everywhere, and it does everything, and it makes all internet obsolete. It's like entering the holofield, and people are going to fall in love with their alternate egos, who they can become inside this alternate reality. And when that happens, everything on the outside where we're at right now is not even going to matter to those people. It's not. They're going to be sheep led straight to the slaughter. So I'm coming up with plans. I am how I can maintain these libraries. I'm looking for the large ones. James Green. That's a name I'm familiar with. Jason, did you know if you lay the sarcophagus in the king's chamber on its side, you can fit 137.5 times sarcophaguses in the king's chamber? Okay. Well, James, I am more impressed with the fact that you said it was 137.5 instead of saying 138. Because what you're telling me is that the king's chamber dimensions and the spatial geometry of the sarcophagus itself found inside those dimensions equals the fine structure constant, which is just under 138. So yeah, I would believe that. I believe that 100%. I know, James, you've already seen all my Great Pyramid chronometry charts where 138 is encoded everywhere within the Great Pyramid and no other pyramids in the world. Dirge Media. Where did you buy the Faraday bags? I ordered them straight off Amazon. I did research trying to find all the different vendors that carried them and all that, and basically Amazon had it sewed up. They're nice too. Faraday bags are nice. I got 3 different sizes. Face Diaper. If you're gonna be a millionaire, you can definitely be a member. That's good stuff. But yeah, it's a bug out van, all right. I can't wait to show you guys that video. You ain't gonna believe you will not believe what I did to the van. You've seen my van and all my van vlogs. You've seen how messed up it was and trashy, and it's a contractor van. You've seen how bad it was. It's always kept the outside nice, sleek black, but the inside was terrible. Gutted it 100% to the steel frame. Gutted it. Insulated it. Got custom wood paneling all in there. Oh my God, it is so beautiful. You guys, you're not even going to believe it. So I should start a channel on custom wood vans. Lifetime of excellent informed field. Steve Starr. That's what it's all about. That informed field. Mish Gleason, Jason, you can buy a tiny home type shed from makers. Well, I'm in a 24 by 12 right now. I'm sitting in a 24 by 12 right now. And 24 feet long by 12 foot wide is very large. However, this little studio isn't. I have a movie room on the other side with two AC units, and it's got a porch on the front. I need to walk through the property and do a video and just show you guys. Tartarian Truth. There's a lot of your names I'm starting to get. Teddy Bear. As a Muslim who is relatively new to your channel, I am interested in whether you have any content connecting your work to the Quran. Teddy Bear, that is a fantastic question, and I'm going to tell you right now that on Friday and on Saturday, I will be interviewing on pre-recorded chat 2 different people, both of them Islamic. Both of them have a pretty good grasp of the Quran, and we're going to be bouncing our research and findings back and forth. Both of them have sent me some very compelling material that was taken from the Quran. It's really interesting you even asked that question in this chat, because that's what I'm doing Friday and Saturday. I'm talking to these 2 individuals. I'm recording their chats. Then I'm going to put all my material out there that I've discovered about ancient Arabian traditions, about the empty quarter in Saudi Arabia, the ancient races of the Ad and the Thamud, the origin of the jinn. I'm about to go deep, but we're talking about a Western perspective analysis on something that is very dear to a lot of Middle Easterners. So it is not a video that I'm just putting together. I'm making sure that I'm talking to 2 different people, and I'm making sure that all my data is wrapped in a real respectful fashion as well, because there's reset material in the Quran, and I intend to show that. Yes, sir. 1,100 likes. Man, you guys are my favorite people. I saw a little option when I was going through the YouTube settings, and in that option it said that I could upload my own emojis for Archaix. Members could have their own little emojis, and I found some really cool pictures, Archaix related pictures, and I was going to compartmentalize the members between errants, bards, tome wardens, seeresses, and I was going to do all that, and then every image I tried to upload was too big, so I literally have to find some way to take the images and downsize them, because they only want the images to be like, I guess, super tiny to fit in as an emoji. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I thought it was pretty cool, though. Okay, namely Nameson. Jason, when are you doing the predictions on the UK and how it fares during the 2040 events? Okay, well, I don't know. I didn't know I was doing those. I probably can, but what I was doing was a full video on the history of the Isles, and this is what happened. I wanted to do a video. I'm going to on the UK, ancient Albion, Iron, how you pronounce it, Isle of Man, Cornwall, the Picts, the Welsh, the Irish, the Scots. I wanted to do an origins video. I got over 60 emails from people sending me all their data on all this stuff. And I got bogged down. I was like, oh my God, man, am I ever going to get my video out, or am I going to do yours? So it got to the point where I got overwhelmed, and I'm still going through that material. So I'm like, man, I already had my presentation almost done, and I was just going to do it. But then I'm looking at all this. Some of this is good. I could use this, and it's just going to end up being a 6-hour video. So I'm I kind of got frustrated because I got so much. I didn't realize that many people wanted to know this. I got overwhelmed with people sending me material. I'm not complaining about it because I love the data. I will go through it at my leisure. It just kind of bogged me down because I'm in the middle of doing like 5 different projects at the same time. Oh, that dude's killing me with his stereo. He's so far away too. I don't know how his truck, thousands of feet away, man, still sounds so loud. Love, oh, Ghostbuster, yeah, you love that Ghostbuster shirt. The last time I wore this shirt with a video, in a video, was the very first time that I went on a podcast with Santos Bonacci and Logan of Decode Your Reality. I was wearing this shirt, and even then, when I wore the shirt, it was Logan that had to mention it. I didn't realize. I mean, I was wearing shirts all the time. I wasn't realizing that people were seeing deeper meanings in them. That kind of shocked me there, because I got a lot of T-shirts, and I never really paid attention to what they mean. Of course they know something, Rooster. If you look at the maps and projections that I've done, man, Phoenix, Arizona is going to be very, very safe. Yeah, you're going to see a lot all around the world come 2040. The deserts will be a thing of the past. All these deserts are going to be something else. Under a vapor canopy, there are no deserts. I'm looking for questions I might have missed. I just need to see them in all caps, guys. Just need to see them in all caps. Hey, Mad Prism. Jahar Ali. Tell it, Jason. Hey, girl. Let's see. Let's see here. We got Dave B. In 2040 Phoenix event and the vapor canopy forms, will the seeds be up above in 2046 Nemesis X? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, look. Okay. The vapor canopy collapsed in 2239 BC, the day the sky fell. Hey, man, y'all have to tell this dude something. I got his number. Kill him. Kill him, my radio. I mean, he's killing my broadcast. No, it sounds like he's leaving. All right. Let me go back to Dave's question. He's asking me if the sea level is going to be up in 2046 with the return of the Nemesis X object. Okay. I would like to be able to give you a definitive answer. The problem is in 2239 BC, in the month of May, the vapor canopy collapsed. We know that it had been there for centuries. I don't know if it had been there the entire 1,656 years of the antediluvian world. I don't know. I just know that it had been there for many, many centuries, to where basically the human population at the time, it's all they knew. So when the sky fell, the sun calendars began. This is known as the Great Flood, the collapse of the vapor canopy. When this happened, there was a 552-year period of just solar calendars, sun calendars. The sun is observed. The rainbow has appeared. Now there's rain and thunderstorms. These are things that they didn't know about before. They didn't happen under the vapor canopy. Never saw a rainbow, and they never had rain. And under the vapor canopy, it was a mist that descended every evening. When it got darker, the humidity was so thick on ground level that a mist and a dew watered all vegetation. Water, clean, clear, sweet water was everywhere to be found. Oceans were much, much smaller than they are today. You could walk from continent to continent. As I showed in my video with Kelly and Autodidactic, I showed maps of what the world looked like during the vapor canopy, and you could literally walk everywhere with small seas breaking it up. So this is why the Dravidians of southern India, they basically became the Aboriginals of Australia. They just walked. But then the vapor canopy collapsed and cut that off. There was no more contact. Thousands of years later, Dravidian culture was still receiving new fresh blood and new fresh input from India, Pakistan, and surrounding areas, but Australians were cut off and basically digressed into the Australian population of basically a Neolithic culture. So anyway, here's the problem in answering your question. In 1687 BC, the vapor canopy came back for a short period of time for about 25 years. And I have documented this extensively in my videos and published books. It came back and a new age of heroes began. Animals and people were much bigger again for a very short period of time. Then there was another great war. After the flood, there was a great war involving the giants, titans, and normal humans called the Battle of Archaix, 1879 BC. History repeated itself. New vapor canopy appeared, but it too just dissipated in 25 years. The year was 1687 BC. By 1664 BC, it was almost all gone. Then we have the great wars that began with the Seven Against Thebes, followed very quickly with the Trojan War. Many who fought on the battlefields of the Trojan War in the country of Ilium were alive earlier and fought in the Seven Against Thebes. So this was a war, again, of giants, but there were no titans involved this time. It was just giants. The vapor canopy only lasted 25 years. Then we have the beginning of the Anno Domini calendar in 522 AD. This has been covered up numerous times by the Catholic Church. I have a full video that explains how they covered it up when they invented a calendar that goes back to the supposed birth of Jesus. They invented this calendar to cover up a very harrowing 24-year period of time when the sky was dark, the sun was dim, there was very different atmosphere. There was a lot of starvation because things weren't growing, and they covered this up, and it's known as the Justinian plague or the Justinian darkness. So, this is the reason I'm telling you all this in answer to your question is I can't affirmatively say that the vapor canopy is coming back permanently. I just know that when Phoenix goes through a very, very bad spell, volcanoes are erupting all around the world simultaneously, volcanic soot, ash, and pumice go into the atmosphere, and they layer and they thicken the mesosphere. Then moisture is built in the mesosphere, trapped by this volcanic ash. Sunlight is trapped outside. It grows very cold very quickly. Phoenix brings this red dust phenomenon, which is about 35 to 65% organic materials, as it was tested in 1902. We don't know what it is, but it's a red dust. Sometimes it's red muds and red rains, but this real thick fallout blankets the upper mesosphere as volcanic ash blankets the lower mesosphere. Then the mesosphere thickens and moisture every evening is every day moisture is drawn up. The humidity increases. It's cold for about 6 weeks to 6 months. Then all of a sudden, the mesosphere is so thick, and the water is steadily drawing water into the sky every day. Underneath the canopy, it begins to warm up, and it's a greenhouse effect. Plants start growing huge because of the ambient light and the ambient radiation. This has been shown in 1902 when 2 scientists grew 2 inches because they were in the proximity of ambient radiation from a volcano, Mount Pelée in Martinique, when Mount Pelée exploded and incinerated 30 to 40,000 people. That was 1902. So when it was discovered, this ambient radiation affected these scientists in their 50s and 60s, and they grew 2 inches. So same thing is going to happen in 2040, but I don't know how long. Is it going to last 20, 24, 25 years? I don't know, but I believe 100% that the vapor canopy is returning and that it makes sense because the Revelation, the book of Revelation specifically says that the sun, the moon, the stars, the day, and the night will be reduced by 1/3. Okay, that's telling me something profound has happened. So I have to say yes to your question that 6.5 years later, when the Nemesis X object collides into North America, yes, I believe it will be colliding right through the vapor canopy. So that's a yes to your question. It just took a lot to get there because I don't know how long the canopy is if the canopy is even going to last throughout the whole apocalypse. I don't know. But it's definitely there by the third trumpet judgment. Hello, Roberto Gumtree. See, guys, remember, it is a very distinct possibility that the powers that be will use the fact that so many people are anticipating something to happen September of this year, 2022, that they'll go ahead and do something. But remember, the real event is 2023, September 23rd. Yeah, guys, during the vapor canopy, we're talking. You have to understand, it's a totally different world, guys. Even the cities we found from that period of time were built fundamentally different than the cities after the collapse of the vapor canopy. After the collapse of the vapor canopy, urban planning and city structures were basically what we find in the Sumerian, the Akkadian, and the Near Eastern cities. Before, while we had a vapor canopy, look at Catalhoyuk. Catalhoyuk was a city that was thriving during the vapor canopy. Catalhoyuk has effigies of gigantic birds that are picking people up. Catalhoyuk, the people did not want to be on the ground. The entire city of Catalhoyuk, everywhere was accessible by everywhere else by roof ladders that went from roof to roof. Bridges. Everybody's roof was a bridge and a garden. Yeah, plus the outside walls of Catalhoyuk were the walls to the settlement itself. It's as if people wanted to be off the ground and able to defend their communities, and if things got too bad, fall back into the communities themselves and maybe be replenished with fresher warriors or whatever. The walls of Jericho, which is also the first settlements of Jericho, was also vapor canopy. You don't build walls that big to keep people out. Yeah, there's a lot of anomalies in the ancient world, but vapor canopy ecology and vapor canopy techniques were so different. We really don't know what kind of technologies were operable at the time. I've seen the William Corliss reports, and I've seen other. I think it was Frank Joseph. I've seen the data. I mean, we now know that they had high velocity round weapons back then during the vapor canopy. It wasn't like you see on television in the cartoons. It wasn't a primitive society. I have told you guys over and over and over, all the evidence points to technological sophistication during the vapor canopy. With the collapse of the vapor canopy and the collapse of all infrastructures, it didn't take but 100 years for us to devolve during the sun calendar period. So, yeah, we have gigantic life forms, 14-foot tall mushrooms. We have cats the back of the cat was 7 feet off the ground. No, armadillos that were gigantic, like small tractors. Things grew during the vapor canopy to astonishing sizes. 60-foot long crocodile skeletons. Yeah, trees 400 foot tall. The vapor canopy, the increased atmospheric pressure, the ambient radiation, the ultraviolet light. Remember, I've told you guys in my videos and showed you the tests that were conducted in Glen Rose, Texas, using a dark light, using an increase in atmospheric pressure in a biosphere that they built in Texas. At Glen Rose, they made fruit flies, cockroaches, and other insects and small amphibians grow 3 times what they grow today and live 3 times longer. And if they can do that in an artificial environment, imagine what the real vapor canopy would have been like. So, yeah, we have. Well, it's very intriguing. I mean, I don't have all the answers to the questions, but you have to take in consideration too. There are anomalies for which I can't make sense of, and nor will I attempt to. And one of them is the fact is I know that a phoenix acts like a weapon. I know it acts with discretion. I know that it was regarded as a sky dragon all throughout the antiquity. I know that it appears every 138 years with perfect regularity, no matter what year it is on what other calendars that are being used at the time. I can follow it going all the way back to its first appearance. But what I can't process right now at my present plateau of data, of learning, and the assimilation of information is the red mud and the red dust that falls from the sky when Phoenix appears is highly packed with organic materials. I can't figure that one out. I don't know. So I don't even talk about it. All I do in my book, When the Sun Darkens, is mention the fact that scientists that were studying this red dust in 1902 found organic compounds. And depending upon the sample, it was 15% to 85% organic compound. Charles Fort also mentions all this carbonaceous material that falls from the sky during these episodes. I can't, I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that.